welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host Mikey. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Cricut 15-inch loom by Schacht. There's also a 10-inch tabletop loom as well, and this is actually really fun and simple, and you'll be very surprised at how quick it takes in order to make up a scarf. So let's go over some of the basics first. Now that your loom is loaded, you're going to have everything coming around the warping peg right here, and now I want to pick it up and I want to slide my pointer finger down in so that I keep it separated, and I'm just going to grab it with my fist and I'm going to pull up so that I can still see all the loops. I'm now going to use my scissors and I kind of just pull with my scissors out so I know it's equal, and I want to make sure that I'm snipping all of the strings. Now this is where I differ a little bit from the actual tutorial video for Schacht, because what happens is that they recommend you tie a huge knot, and I find it's just really difficult to get out. So I'm just going to gently lay it down on here, just like that. And I'm just not going to touch it, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you how to wind it back up onto the other side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually load it up onto the back of the bar, but what I want to do is show you a demonstration. If you ever taken a string and you wrapped it around your finger, no matter how good you do it, you always end up with a big knot or a big lump right in one section. Now I'm cutting off my circulation. And what we want to do is when we go to wrap this, we're going to do something where we're going to put something in between all of the sections. So if I were to do it the way that this machine needs you to do it, is that every time I wrap, I want to put a piece of paper down so that I'm wrapping over top of a piece of paper so that every revolution can actually sit on top of each other. Very much like a cinnamon roll, where everything has to stay equal as it goes around. So being gentle on your very first attempts, you're going to want to make sure that your apron bars here are all equal. Do you see how this string is actually kind of pulled over? I actually never did that for the tutorial, but you want to make sure, just pull it so that it's coming up and equal to the one on top. If you don't, what happens is that if this is not centered properly over here and it's centered differently over here, this heddle will want to actually shift so that it actually wants to fall off. So you want to make sure it's pretty well balanced as you're going around. So what I'm going to do now is just gently, I'm just going to grab all of these strings here, and the braking mechanism is on like I showed you before, and you're thinking to yourself, well, you haven't even fed the middle sections yet of the heddle, and that is the next process after we wrap. So I'm just going to use this and pull, okay? And what I need to be very conscientious of now is that you can see that it's separating the strings here, but once it gets down into this section here, this apron bar is going to cause it to have a lump as it goes around. So what I want to do is I want to pull it down to about there, and I'm going to use, you can either use like some craft paper. They do not recommend newspaper because you'll get it all over your material. But this is just a place cloth, or a placemat, sorry. And I'm just going to do it and come up underneath, just like so. And I want to trap that placemat into position just like that. Okay, so I'm just going to come up, and so now when I turn it, I want that placemat to get stuck in. And what that's going to do now is it's going to separate the yarn from each other. So within every pass, it's going to be on a fresh part of the placemat. And on a normal scarf, I use 4 of these placemats in a row. To do it. I find the placemat is actually pretty easy to use, and it's less mess too. Okay, so we're just going to continue to wrap, just like so. So if you get to a certain point and you, like I'm about to go over it again, I never want to go over it again. So if you happen to run out of placemats, you can always use some paper, just like this, and just kind of insert it in. It's just long as the yarn does not ever sit on top of another yarn when it comes to this back section. Just like that. And we want to pull it so that most of this string here is actually just about a fist over top of the other side, just like so. So you can see everything has nicely been separated over here, and so now it's our next point now to start weaving or feeding the heddle properly in order to get the weaving up and down. So from this angle you can see that 2 strings are coming out of each one of the slots, and that's because that's where we fed it. And so basically one of these strings from each one of these slots needs to be put through the center of the hole, just like so. So it doesn't matter if I start with the hole that's over here or on the other side, but I'm going to just start with the other side because I feel like it. So I'm just going to stick my tool into the hole, okay, so right into the hole, and I'm just going to use my fingers in behind just to help wrap that, okay, and I'm going to pull one through. So it's going to pull back this way, and it's going to pull it through the hole. And what I just normally do is I just then put both to the side just like so, so I know it's done. So I'm going to come to the next one, okay, and I'm just going to put my hands in behind, and I'm just going to grab one of the strings, okay, and pull through. The only time it really matters is if you have a transitional yarn that's going in this direction, you're going to want to try to get at least the right color. And so I'm just going to do all of the burgundy here, but let me just change the camera angle and show you what it looks like from behind. So from behind, again, we're just going to grab it through the next hole that I can see, and I'm just using my fingers to kind of feel back and behind here. I can actually do it pretty much without actually having to look. I haven't done that many scarves. It's not that difficult of a process. I'm going to pull through and then just pull it through to the side. And I'm going to do one more like that. So the next one, next hole. So I want to check my work. I'm only going to do about an inch section at a time. And I've got everything pulled off to the side just like so. So let's change the camera angle back and check our work. So I'm going to check my work, and all I'm going to just do now is that I'm going to pull up. And you see how half separated up, and when I pull down, half separated down. So that obviously the middle is working. And so now it's up to me now to tie this section here to this apron bar, and I'm going to show you how to do that next. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just slide my fingers in between. You see how they're being divided, and just kind of pull, just kind of like braiding. It just makes it a little bit easier. And I'm just going to literally divide what I have in two. It doesn't matter which is which, and it doesn't matter if I have ups or downs when I go to do it, as long as it's about equally in half. I'm now going to take the next apron bar, and if you think the slack is too much, you can just move it backward like this, and then I'm going to take one section, go over the bar, and I'm going to take the other section and go over the bar. So now we have 2 sections, just like that, and we're going to pull it snug, so now it's like this. Okay, so it's underneath, and we're going to pull them together, and we're going to tie a bow tie. So we're going to just tie like that, and then a bow tie. And this string here becomes your tassels at the end of your project, just like so. And you only want to do an inch at a time of this section here. If you do any more, what's going to happen is your project is going to be more on a diagonal. So now we're going to go back, and we're going to work on the next section, and I'll show you just quickly that next. So we're working in the next section. I'm immediately going to pull one over because I know that the other one is going to go down through the hole, and I just want to kind of peek, grab my fingers in behind, and we want to do this for the entire heddle as we go across. And you only have to do every other string, so this is not really a lengthy process. The tying of it, once you get each section tied, it actually works out pretty good too. So to review, I'm just going to pull, and you want to make sure that on the other side it's relatively snug. Okay, so if you have any loose strings, now is the time to be able to figure out the problem. And so by doing this, you're kind of making sure, so even if the string is not equal length on this side, because I'm pulling it like this, it's actually making it equal. So I'm just going to divide it into 2. Okay, and I'm going to make sure. So this apron string here, I'm just going to move it so it's in the center. We want to keep everything balanced, and this is going to stay on that side. So we come down, but this section down with the next. Okay, and it's just like before. So I want to make sure I'm coming down there like that. Okay, we're going to just tie a knot. Sorry, tie a bow tie, just like that. So it's together, and you're done that process. So continue that, and we'll meet back up where we'll start looming. So this is it. This will finish off your lesson for today. You can move on to the next lesson. The choices will be on the screen. And you know what? You can just propel yourself. It doesn't take much time to do one of these projects, so you might be able to do this whole video series today as you're following along on my tutorial. Until next time, I'm Mikey from the Crochet Crowd.